Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news, broadcasting on Channels Television, live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Abuja High Court sacks Abia State Governor Okezekpeazu for tax evasion. Governor's Camp React says that the governor has committed no crime, appeals judgment of the Federal High Court. Senate President and his deputy arraigned for alleged forgery. Senator Bukola Saraki accuses federal government of pursuing a nefarious agenda. The German Chancellor Angela Merkel says no talks on Brexit before the UK begins formal process of leaving the EU. Do remember that all our top stories can be found on our website is channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Do visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. We also encourage you to use the Eyewitness feature in the Channels TV app. If you've got pictures or you got videos you'd like to share with us, just tap the application on your device. Swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
And talking about pictures, here are some that you sent into our portal. Let's begin with this one from Ojota here in Lagos State, showing people on the queue waiting to use the pedestrian bridge. Our Eyewitness reporter wants the government to make alternatives to this one. And staying with gridlocks, this next photo is from Ubeji community in Warri, Delta State, showing a traffic of vehicles. This, according to our Eyewitness reporter, is due to the bad shape of the road. He's calling on the attention of the state government to fix it. Our next image is from Ojota in Lagos again, showing workers slipping dangerously on a waste disposal vehicle. Our Eyewitness reporter says this act is dangerous and wants it discouraged. And from Ondo State comes our next image, showing people whom, according to our Eyewitness reporter, are registering for their voter cards in Akoko part of the state. And this image from Umusoya in Oyibo, local government area of River State, is our final picture today. It is showing the deplorable state of the road there. Our Eyewitness reporter says that the road has been left like this for a long time now. He appeals to the government for urgent intervention. We want to thank you so much indeed for sharing those pictures, as we ask that you keep them coming.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The United Nations says that over 200,000 internally displaced persons, mainly children, are at risk of dying from malnutrition and lack of Medicare in the northeast. The UN humanitarian coordinator to Nigeria, Mr. Mohammed Safi El-Din, made the shocking revelation at the emergency meeting with donor agencies and the Borno State government in Abuja. According to him, if nothing is done to scale up interventions for food and Medicare to the IDPs, the camps could lose 5 children every hour.
An emergency meeting by government officials and donor agencies to address the humanitarian crisis in the northeast.
These groups of people.
First, the UN humanitarian coordinator for Nigeria gives a picture of the humanitarian need of the IDPs in the northeast. He says over 200,000 people are at risk of dying from malnutrition and poor Medicare unless interventions are scaled up.
People similar to those who are in Bama now, who have been just relocated by the army out of the Boko Haram areas, are more than 260,000 people, and they need urgent help now. Some of them are in a bad nutritional situation, and unless we act now, they will die. Unless we are able to scale up our response, we will see in Borno an average of 5 children dying every hour.
For the Borno State governor, donor agencies should look beyond the suffering in the IDP camps, as some returnees also face similar challenges over food and Medicare in their communities.
I urge the donor community and the development partners to therefore consider the need to look beyond the IDP camps to the other people living in the host community
Meanwhile, the Minister of Health assures that the government will give priority attention to the needs of the IDPs.
Let the technical people sit down. Whatever response we have with some cost, let me have it today and we can take it to the presidency. If it's not ready this evening, first thing tomorrow morning, so that we can dispatch a team to the northeast and we can start immediately.
The UN says over 3 million internally displaced persons need help in the northeast. Of this number, 1.9 million are in Borno State.
You're watching the news on Channels Television live from Lagos. Let's quickly shift gears now as we take you to our Abuja studios where Gloria Mezuke is standing by to take us through. Gloria.
Hello again, Bar. Good to see you and welcome to Abuja, the nation's capital. The federal government warns the state developers to promote single-digit mortgage facility for low and middle-income earners. Speaking at a summit on housing in Abuja, the Minister for Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, said the federal government is determined to find a lasting solution to the housing needs of Nigerians through an affordable housing program. He criticized the practice where landlords demand for 1 or 2 years' rent from prospective tenants.
Nigeria's housing deficit presently stands at 17 million, according to the Nigerian Institute of Architects, and that has been a major concern for several administrations in Nigeria. This summit is another effort by the present administration to address the deficit in the housing sector.
We are clear that we must develop something new and something different that is useful for reducing the deficit in housing. In this way, we hope to diversify first our economy. We hope to grow our SMEs and local capacity. We hope to evolve something that is sustainable in the sense that the majority of Nigerians can benefit from it by getting themselves onto the housing ladder.
Estate developers, mortgage firms and development partners proffered steps government should take to address the housing challenges in the country.
Already today, 1 billion people lack access to decent shelter, even though housing is widely recognized as a human right around the world, meaning that individuals and households should have access to decent housing, allowing them to live in a life in dignity.
Any man or woman who is not properly housed cannot be able to put in his best into the discharge of his duties because he's running around thinking of the landlord here and there.
There is a consensus here that Nigeria is yet to develop a vibrant, affordable housing scheme that helps Nigerians own their own homes without financial stress. The hope is that the present administration will drive an affordable housing policy in the interests of Nigerians.
24 state chairmen of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, have pledged their support for the party's caretaker committee led by Senator Ahmed Makarfi. The FCT chairman of the PDP, Mr. Yahaya Suleiman, who led the delegation, expressed concern about the recent development at the national level. This pledge of allegiance is coming at a time the embattled chairman of the PDP, Senator Ali Modu Sheriff, is threatening to annul the results of the congresses that produced the new principal officers in the states. On his spot, Senator Makarfi described the leadership tussle in the party as unfortunate.
We, as state chairman, wish to affirm the position taken at the Port Harcourt Convention of the 21st May 2016. While we appreciate the enormous services and contributions of Senator Ali Modu Sheriff during his tenure in office, we wish to appeal to him to accept the decision of the Port Harcourt Convention of 21st May 2016, which was convened by NEC under his leadership, believing that other opportunities may arise in the future for him to serve the party in other capacities.
It's unfortunate what we are going through, but equally it is good indication that PDP is alive and PDP potentially is a party that, people love, people cherish, and a party that is like government in waiting. If it is not worth anything, nobody will struggle over it. I like your language because your language of resolution did not malign anybody. Is calling our brothers and sisters led by Senator Madi Sharif to take the path of peace in resolving this party matter.
When the news at 10 returns, a change of duty for mobile policemen assigned to some private individuals in the country. That's coming up after the break. Please join us again.